Shalom. We've got something keyed up, and you're going to see it in the thumbnail as far as what sparked this sit down. So before we get started in the sit down, we want to send all praise and honor and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. We want to send double honors to elder bishops out of Connecticut, apostle down in Texas. We want to send double honors. Brother do rule well. For the occupant around the world, standing on the corners, on the four corners, pushing His word, declaring war on the planet. We send salutations. For the hopefully elect, we hope this is edifying. For the aqua, pure and true, that's listening to say the chat, keep doing so. And like I said, this actually was sparked it was because it was sit down. So like I said, this is I Die Now, my pop, aka I should say Kapari, aka Pops, out of GMS Chicago. And what had happened was there was a sit down that you'll see in the thumbnails of these people going in the European Union up in arms about this one female that was killed in a rally and a protest because of the fact that she was wearing some inappropriate clothing. Okay. And we say this all the time. The democracy that this Edomite brings around the world, everybody isn't for it. Why? Because it turns their women against them and this, that, and the other, and these types of things, and they're just not going for it. But this was Esau's thing. This is what he was going to be doing. He's a dissenter. He goes against simple little things like we as Israelite people was given dress codes and whatnot, certain things that how we should dress. Men should have on trousers and this, that, and the other, so their nakedness isn't seen and these types of things. Okay. But for some reason, here in America and around the world, because everybody wants to follow America's tradition now, women think that dressing provocatively and seductively is the rule of law. That's the way you should be allowed to be able to dress. So, but there's no end of people. So, you get people like Vocab Malone saying, well, the Edomite was done away with. And we've put that challenge out there years ago. Show us in the scriptures where it said that's going to happen, because we can show you in the scriptures where it doesn't happen. Okay? So, Brother I Die Now has got some things. I'm going to pull up some scriptures and this type of thing, because like I said, this Edomite wants to go around and spread this democracy, and he's just creating chaos in other regions, and these other regions are going to spark wars in the process of. Go ahead, Al.
This is Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Maybe they should kill one another. There was given unto him a great sword. All right, and I read, and that horse that was red with power is Esau Edom, man. All right, so what he's gone to these other countries, all right, with his westernized form of Christianity and Catholicism, all right, and try to spread forth his wickedness upon these other nations, man. All right, these other nations have their own a way of life, their own way of living, their own tenets, so to speak, about how they want to conduct their business over there.
Right.
But Esau comes in there and pollutes them with thoughts and ideology that has never been accepted in the Eastern world, man. All right. To be honest, the Middle Eastern traditions are more closely
to what the scriptures say, than anything that America is pushing. Okay, and like the brother was saying, they want to do this, but like I said, the scripture here says, what's that? No. You go. Hold on, no. Okay, how the things? This is Obadiah 1:6. How the things that Esau searched out, how are these hidden things sought up? So we see the characteristics of Esau playing out over and over and over again. And then, you get these people like Vocab and whatnot that want to say that the Edomite was done away with. But like we said, where? When? There's no end of people, as the scripture says. There's no end of people. So you come back every third or fourth generation and these things anyway. Okay, it's called reincarnation. Okay, they was asking John when he was on scene, what was he Elijah, right? And he said no, but it was because he had no remembrance of it. But he was that. But he was that person. But this is what I'm saying. So you all want to you. I understand why the Edomite don't want to be the Edomite because the Edomite has got no place of repentance. Okay, and he's gonna have to deal with destruction. But in the meantime and in between time, he's still going around the world spreading this motherfucking false doctrine that started even up into with Cain and Abel and the whole scenario because he was told if you eat or take of this knowledge, which when the biting of the apple, you take of this knowledge, you shall surely die. Didn't want nobody want to believe that. Cain being a son, killed his brother Abel, and this has been back and forth. And now this is played out: Cain and Abel, Esau and Jacob, and now we got Esau still at the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, even to this day. Wow. So these people are still around. So there's no end of people, and the Amalekites are the ones that are stirring up the pot, and that's the top dog of these fucking Edomites. Go ahead if you got anything.
You want to get that Ecclesiastes 4? You want to get
Ecclesiastes 4?
The 16 people?
I get it.
Well, I'll read it for you. I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There's no end of all people, even that all have been before them. They also that come after them should not rejoice in them. Surely this is also vanity and vexation of spirit.
Okay, so now we're going to deal with a small portion of this scripture because it goes into a couple of different things in the process. But let's just deal with the first part of it. Read it again. Just the first part of it.
Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There's no end of all the people.
There's no end of all the people. Okay? So, since you come back every third and fourth generation anyway, this is why you be talking about how little John remind you of your big Uncle Willie, you know, 30 years ago, 35 years ago and whatnot. When you was a little kid, you know, this John acts just like, you know, a big Uncle Willie, you know, that you knew as a kid. Okay, because he come back every third or fourth generation. So this is just a repeated cycle. And what was Esau doing in Alexander time? Going around conquering people, taking lands, doing this, doing that. But the only thing that happened this time around, Alexander was able to come to peace because he had all of the known world under subjection under him at one point in time. This Edomite never got everybody. Why? Because of the fact that war is big business in itself. So he made money off of both sides of the war, no matter who was fighting and who, because he was supplying weapons to both sides all the time. Like what's that movie, War Dogs and all that other kind of shit. So go ahead, whatever you got.
No, because the elder made a lot of good points. Because this man has procured unto himself such a track record of his characteristics, of his actions, of the characteristics of actions of character.
Is his characteristics?
His
MO.
Yeah, his MO. Has not changed over the years, right? Because the scripture talk about how he became a vagabond. He's gonna be a fugitive and a vagabond.
Right.
All right. So if you're a fugitive, all right, you're running away from the law. Right. And a vagabond, you're just wandering from here to there. All right. And that's what Esau is according to Revelation. Right. Come and take peace from the earth. And also when Job said what? Satan coming up and down to and fro. Right. Right? And the physical part of Satan is Esau Edom. So he's going back across the far, being a vagabond, being a fugitive, all right, doing creating mischief upon the nations, man. This is Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can the Ethiopian change his spot? Or can the Ethiopian change his skin? Or the leopard his spots? Then may he also do good that are accustomed to do evil, man. All right, so Esau has not done nothing but be who he is. All right, he was a murderer from the beginning, killing Abel. All right, he tried to kill Jacob as Esau. All right, and now he's coming back in his lot doing the same thing. Not only is he out to kill the Israelites and more specifically the elect, he's going around the whole world trying to destroy anything that doesn't look like him or anything that doesn't agree with him. You know?
Right. So, but this is Esau's thing. Like I said, he's been wanting and been hating on Jacob since the beginning, going all the way back to Genesis. Okay, and I'm actually going to read that. This is Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father I at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So that's why when we stand in front of judges and things like this, we get draconian laws. Mm-hmm. Okay, we get draconian judgment, which is harsh and ruthless and over the top. Okay, but we get people here that want to love this Edomite. Mm-hmm. That want to be hand in hand. That want to sing Kumbaya and all these other kinds of things with this Edomite. But this Edomite hates your guts. Yep. Okay, he'll smile in your face, but he hates your guts. And literally, that's a OJ song. Smile in your face, but want to take your place. Mm-hmm. He's a backstabber. He's always looking to see if he can figure out how to take you out and this, that, and other. And now he don't have to try to figure out because he's been given dominion and rulership over the land. So he does it blatantly now. He does it blatantly. You're going to a courtroom and a guy, a Edomite, will get a slap on the wrist if he gets that, and a brother get a $1,500 fine and 30 days in jail and all kinds of other shit for the same fucking traffic offense. Yep. Okay, so why do these people think that this Edomite is trying to sow peace in the planet? I don't know. Like I said, he's over there right now. Like I said in the thumbnail, you'll be able to see it. You can go and look up that video and whatnot. It's like 9 minutes long or whatever. And you got the whole European Union in big ass motherfucking conference meetings and shit. Mm-hmm. Them big ass halls where you got like 200, 300, 400 people sitting there and they all voicing their opinion about something and whatnot. A delegation. You have delegations sitting up here talking about how they standing in unison with this Iranian female that was killed because of her motherfucking dress code. When they tell you can't play over there, you can't play the harlot. Nope. You can't walk around and play the harlot. You can't walk around with your tits out and your ass all tightened up and whatnot and some tight ass pants and all that shit. They not with that shit. Okay, whatever you got, man.
This is Habakkuk 2.
Go ahead. Hold on. Yeah. I read 41. Esau hated Jacob of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him, and Esau said within his heart, the day of mourning for my father is at hand, then will I slay my brother. Yeah, okay, so like I said, Esau wants to slay us. That's his whole thing. That's what he's at. He's got all his laws, statutes, commandments that he done put in place, set to slay us. The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, like the brother said, anybody that don't want to go along with his program. Okay, and that's why you got the whole European Union now up in arms over this female. Go ahead, whatever you got.
God, this is Habakkuk 2:15. So woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. All right, and that's what Esau has done, man. He has taken this bottle of fornication, of adultery, of pedophilia, of promiscuity, if that's a word, right? Homosexuality, and try to put it to the other nations. So what? So you can exploit them, man. You see, because once you break down the moral fabric of the people, they're the city without walls. You see, they won't be able to defend themselves against the onslaught of propaganda,
right?
The media of the media influx of pushing that degenerate death style,
right?
You see,
right?
Because even in China, you're not even allowed to watch. They don't even play American commercials, man.
No.
American music, American news, man. Why? Because it's going to pollute the mind of their people. And even on TikTok, people be on TikTok for hours in a day, right? But China doesn't even allow them to even watch any of America's folly, man. Why? Because they know this drink, all right, that that Esau poured is for them to see your vulnerability, man.
Yep. To open it up, like I said, look, this Edomite got a letter 400 years, 500 years ago about how to break the American Negro and how to train them and all this other kind of stuff called a Willie Lynch. And he said you divide the women from the men. And this is what Esau is going around the world doing now, telling the women that they should be equal to their man.
Mm-hmm.
And in return, that creates these scenarios where, you got women now, like I just watched something on one of the little TikTok things, not TikTok, one of the little things on YouTube, and the female was talking about, I've had to be such a strong black woman for so long that I don't know how to be soft. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She don't know how to be soft. So, it was a skit, but it was some real behind the skit. So now a female talking about how, and the guy the simping guy that was trying to talk to her and whatnot, is like, we should be fighting over who's going to be in charge or who got this or who got that or whatever. You ain't supposed to have to fight with your woman as far as this, that, and other. Then you got other females saying, who told me that I needed to be a strong black woman? They started to realize the fucking Kool-Aid that they drank and the bullshit that came with it.
They've eaten sour grapes, man.
Right.
You see, you done fell hook, line, and sinker with the idea of being independent with all these dainties and these
with all these props, all these government prop ups and shit.
Yep. And now you're so drunk that you start to sober up a little bit and realize that you've been laying in bed with a rapist, man.
That's it.
You've been laying in bed with a murderer, a liar, a thief.
That's it.
Somebody who doesn't account you worthy enough to be looked after, man. You see, because Esau does nothing deliberately to help you, man.
Right.
You see, he said if you do it good, he do it unwillingly. All right, so if there's anything that good come out of it, it wasn't meant to be.
Nope.
That's the byproduct, like with the stimulus, right?
Right.
Now, if you happen to have a successful business after all that, or the PPP after all that, it wasn't because he wanted you to have that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. He thought you go take the money and blow it back, and blow it back right back in the fucking thing and prop up the economy while he gets a chance to wreck it more so in the background and whatnot, but don't nobody knows it because of all the money that he pissed in it with giving niggas money to be able to go spend big chunks of money now. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's what they did. Like I said, when them first chunks started coming down, motherfuckers was out there at the airport taking whole families on trips now. Instead of just him and his girl going to Jamaica, grandma going, the kids going, everybody go talk about how they went to Jamaica now and this, that, and the other. But this is what I'm saying. This Edomite, this is what he does. He splits people up, he splits families up, and then as he say, as you like say, he throws the rock and hide his hands.
That's right.
Okay, now I didn't do that wrong. What did I do? What did I do? Well, what you did was you told the female that she needs to be independent. So now, guess what? Saturday morning, she got to get up and go take her car to the motherfucking mechanic to get the oil change, this, that, and other. She ain't got nobody that she can sit there and say, baby, can you come and this, that, and other. If she ain't got good insurance in a AAA program and whatnot, she ain't got a dude that she can call and say, can you come and grab me if my car went flat or whatever. Yep. Be like, all right, baby. Just stay there and be safe. I'll be there. She ain't got that now. You don't force that out of her vocabulary because she don't even know how to be feminine now. And like I said, over there, they got their feminine rules. Dress modestly, keep your face covered, this, that, and other. So you don't entice a man to come at you or whatever the case might be.
Right, because don't forget, Ishmael and Isaac were sons of Abraham, man. So they were brought up in the customs of being an Israelite, as far as dress code and whatnot. Right. Ishmael don't eat pork.
No.
All right, you go over there to them places, man. This way have public stonings, man. You see, you come in adultery over there, they take you to a public place and they stone your ass, man.
That's right.
Your daughter or wife come in adultery, they come in your house and they take her and they kill her, man. You see. These are things that go on in the Middle East that they want to protect. Why? Because it keeps their people in order, man.
I say it keeps that adultery shit down. It keeps that motherfucking
homosexuality down.
Keep that homosexuality. That homosexuality is damn near kneel over there.
You know, I was talking to a guy at work. His wife is from Saudi Arabia, and in their malls and their stores, they got hours for boys and girls, separate hours for boys and girls to go in the mall.
So they don't want them intermixing like that.
They want to intermixing like that, man.
And you get, cause young boys are gonna have their hormones raging, young girls gonna have their hormones raging. So the easiest way to fucking deal with that is to keep them separate and whatnot. And that's and see, in America, y'all like, what the fuck? Who want to live like that? Why don't you want to live like that? Why don't you want to have that? Because you know why? Because you're not programmed that. Your mind still got that wickedness and that evilness hooked to it. That was part of the fucking curse that was told that if you partake of this knowledge, the tree, okay, if you eat this fruit, you're gonna know good and evil, but then you're not gonna know how to balance it. And to this day, because of the evil, look how much evil it is in the world. But where's the goodness at? You don't know how to balance it. Okay? The men of the Lord are the ones that are trying to come back in and understand the balance and how to balance it, whatever you got.
Right, too. And also, too, because a lot of those children, they still have arranged marriages, man.
Right. True that.
You know, so who wants to put, you know, who wants their arranged son or daughter, all right, well, daughter usually,
right,
most likely, to not to be a virgin, man. That causes a whole other issue within the community, man.
Oh yeah, well, see, like I said, see, if this female couldn't pass her tokens of virginity test by the hymen being split on the wedding night under the white sheet, so that the hymen blood was there, you had issues.
Mm-hmm.
You had issues. Okay? You had big issues behind that. If there was no blood on the token, oh man, the father was called a scam artist, and bitch was a harlot, and all kinds of...
Right, because they paid for it, man.
Silver.
Yeah.
Dowries.
Yep.
That's it. You know, motherfuckers, I want a virgin daughter as my wife, and you give him something that ain't got no virgin blood, he been tricked into a harlot, as far as he's concerned.
Right.
Go ahead, man.
This is Isaiah 5:20. So woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
And that's what Esau's done. This is what Esau's whole you only live once, YOLO, just do it, do as thou wilt, going back to Aleister Crowley. All this is just motherfucking bullshit Esau propaganda to be able to split you countries up, split you nationalities up, and this type of thing. And the Middle East, because they've been bamboozled out of their oil for such a long period of time now, they done figured it out. That Henry Kissinger, the late 60s, early 70s negotiations, and how their resources have been dwindled and swindled, and they don't have nearly the amount of wealth and grandeur that they should have had for all the oil that was pulled up out of their ground. They realize that now how they've been bamboozled.
They've been defrauded, man.
That's it.
Right? Like how China wanted their gold and the United States gave their ass tungsten, man.
Yep. Yeah, that was
see?
Yeah, years ago they pulled that move and whatnot. So yeah, and then America being having the world currency, how everybody had to go buy that money to be able to even purchase oil. So America's economy, America's status, and everything else was propped up on foreign oils and all this other kind of stuff. So America basically has been a third world country propped up off of Middle Eastern oil to be their military superpower because of all the nuclear weapons they got, but they've been a third world country for the past 40 years, you know, because the whole economy has been pumped up or propped up on fucking Middle Eastern oil.
I got something real quick.
Go ahead.
Sirach 21:8. He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial.
Yeah, and that's what's happening now. That's the whole thing with Obadiah and the whole thing there. You know, people people are hip to what you done did. They know what you done did. They getting a feel for it now, and in that feel, they saying, hold on, you pull some bullshit, okay? Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in them. See, your Confederates, the ones that you supposed to be in cahoots with, U.S., Babylon, Virgin Daughter, whatever, they done peeped your game now. So now they bailing out on you. They get ready to start bailing out on you and whatnot. So you doing this, they up in arms in the European Union about this at this part about the female and the murder. But on the flip side, Esau, you've got, especially America, you've got motherfuckers that's looking at you trying to figure out now how they supposed to deal with this cold winter that's coming up and no motherfucking gas and oil and shit, cause the fucking pipeline that was there is now been destroyed. Okay, it's been demolished. I mean, there's one thing for Putin them to dial it back and whatnot and send very little through for you to be able to have it and freeze you out and make you have to come to the table and talk to me for real. But now you done snapped it where I can't even get it to you if I wanted to without having to load it into a fucking
train or
tankers and all this other kind of shit, or load it up on in the box cars or oil or whatever it might be, and ship that shit to you on the tankers and whatnot. So y'all in bed with the devil now. And the funny thing is, the devil's in bed against himself.
That's it. And man truly is the devil, man. All right, because he said, like the scripture said, Isaiah said, I wanted to call evil good and good evil. You are telling them that their way of life is wrong. But over here, you got Transformers and Decepticons teaching your children satanic rituals after school, man. You see? You walking down the street and you can't tell the he, she from the she, man.
Oh, no shit. Like you said, that's crazy. Like you said, I just got to the point where I'm driving down the street.
Don't look no more.
If I question it, I don't bother to even look.
Yep.
I don't even look. I get this look on my face. I'm like a horse. You don't see it right here, but right now I got blinders on. I don't even want to turn my head and see. I wasn't sure when my head slightly did. Nah, I don't even want to know. Matter of fact, I might turn away from it some. No. So yeah, this is what America's got. It's got you fucked. Man, it's got you fucked up over here. You can't even think straight. Long hair is supposed to be this. Now you got all the cheap keeps and whatnot, this, that, and other. So the long hair ain't the long hair and all this other kind of stuff. Man, y'all don't. And I came up as a generation that we had big afros and whatnot. But we knew an afro and a female and an afro and a dude and this, that, and the other. I just fucked it all up, man.
Isaiah 57:20 said, but the wicked are like the troubled sea when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt, man. That's what Esau is, man. He's a troubled sea. Everywhere he goes, he leaves death, destruction, dirt, filth as the residue of his presence.
In his wake.
With the song said, let us leave a token.
Right.
All right. And he does leave a token, man. All right. Because he's pushing he's over there meddling in other men's matters.
Right.
Right. When people haven't called you to help, you know what I mean? They don't want your help.
They don't want your help. Your help comes with a price.
Come with dirt.
That's it. It comes with a price, and they don't want they don't want to pay the price. They tired of the price. The price is to be swindled, bullshitted, taken advantage of. My woman turned against me, and my culture and my heritage thrown out the fucking window. You want everybody to be like you. You ain't shit. Don't nobody want to be like you no more. They see you a wicked, evil piece of shit, and don't nobody want to be like you no more, Esau. And your shit is going down the tubes. As they say, you on life support right now. Okay? Whatever you got. Okay, well that's it. So like I said, and all this stemmed from what I saw in a sit down, how I saw one female's death has created all this turmoil. And it's like, how did one Middle Eastern woman death create all this turmoil? Because Esau, Edom decided they wanted to blow it up and turn it into a big deal because of the fact that she was inappropriately dressed. Trying to play the harlot.
That's it.
They wasn't going. All right. So with that, we want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Kakodash. Again, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, we send them ones because they do well. Brothers around the world, push this truth uncut, unfiltered, good, bad, and ugly, declaring war on the planet. We send salutations. Hopefully, we hope that's edifying. Aqua, pure and true. Listen, and don't try to be like these other women in the world and wants to flaunt their sexuality, and then you don't need to flaunt your sexuality. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. And at this point in time, like I said, that's the last thing you need to be worried about trying to flaunt, because guess what?
January 1st is coming.
This shit gonna get crazy out here. The last thing you want to do is be out there flaunting your sexuality, because guess what? It's gonna be motherfuckers standing in line to hit that, and you ain't gonna have no say so as to who can and who can't.
Right.
Okay, so with that, shalom to the first group and a Bible ball to the second one.
Which one, Papa?
That X in the corner right there. Right there, hit that one. Then go say okay, hit the okay. Then hit the blue button when it comes up. That's what we do.